So this is the new Volkswagen Transporter T7 by Ford, if you were going to be cynical. And yes, it has a wet belt. And it is, of course, that wet belt from the Ford platform as part of the co-build, which is used in the Volkswagen Transporter T7. And it is that is causing all of the controversy. Long before we ever saw a picture of what the new Transporter T7 would look like, the Volkswagen scene was in uproar at the very thought of using A, the Ford engine, but B, that fatal wet belt. So we are on a little bit of a test drive. Now, I, up to now, have stayed a little bit out of the fight, should I say, because there's been a lot of things online. Do we like it? Do we like the way it looks? Do we like the fact that it's made by Ford? And nobody likes that fact. The price comparisons, considering it's a little bit more money than Ford, do you get any more for your money? But then the price of the Ford Transit has gone up itself compared to the previous models. I'm driving around a town here that I don't know, so you'll have to excuse us if we get a little bit lost. I mean, this drives absolutely gorgeous. The turning circle, being a short wheelbase, was lovely. I just spun it around a mini roundabout, which felt good. And once again, it's got factory wheels. I'll sort that out. It's got factory tyres. I'll definitely fix that. So the steering is all factory. So once I've ruined all of that, you know, you'll get that tank feeling back. But at the moment, it feels just like a car. I've got to get my head around the fact that if I was to go for a new project, a new van, whether or not it be the Transporter or the Ford Transit, news coming up, that I would probably go for a short wheelbase. And that's hard to get my head around because it looks so different. In comparison, this thing looks half the size. I know it's not. Also, they tell me that the load capacity, the literal cubic capacity of the new T7 is in fact larger than its predecessor. Larger in cubic capacity than the T5, T6, T6.1. Not by much, but it is. But it still, to me, feels very, very small, and I have no idea how I would make this my dream daily camping, go everywhere van. But perhaps that's the fun. I've got to tell you that this drives absolutely lovely. Does it feel like a Volkswagen? It doesn't feel like my Volkswagen, because my Volkswagen's got a lift kit, big wheels and tyres. There's a tiny bit of road noise, but this feels so smooth. I mean, it's a manual. I would probably look at the cost of an automatic. The automatic, I've learned through looking on the configurator, because you have no gear stick situation, you can opt for a dashboard which is completely smooth through there, which when skipping into the back when I'm on the school run is absolutely lovely, because that, no matter what way you look at it, when you're jumping into the back from there, I always hurt my knee. It's just one of those little things with automatic. Haven't even got a handbrake. Push to start, push handbrake. It's all getting a bit smoother and it's all getting a bit sleeker. This definitely feels like it's from a Volkswagen. I'd go as far as saying it's probably exactly the same steering wheel as in a Buzz or something like that. And all of the buttons, I've noticed, are in exactly the same location as my T6, and I live using these buttons. I use my cruise control, I answer the phone, I can scroll, I know exactly what I'm doing with the buttons. I've learned now over years without even looking, and I like the fact that I can get straight into this and hit the cruise control without even paying any attention. There you go, mate. That's the kind of mood I'm in. This van drive has made me a little bit happy. So smooth. Obviously it's a brand new van, and I know I'm talking at 100 miles an hour, but I'm a little bit giddy. I think any brand new van is going to drive lovely. All digital dash, which is all nice. The T6.1 I know had an updated dashboard compared to the van that I drive, but this is feeling like it's 15 years ahead of the T6 interior. Hey Siri, play Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight.
Now playing In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins.
actually think about this van, this new platform, you've got to remember Volkswagen would have done this for a reason. Not selling enough vans, can't give us what we want for the correct money. I mean, the sale of T6.1s has just skyrocketed. Everyone's hanging on to them. If you're sat in your T6.1, I think at the moment you're sitting pretty. I don't think you consider the new T7 yet. Or do you get out of it for the money because people will give you the world for it, and look at getting yourself the new T7? Do you like the way it looks? Please remember, the T6 and the T6.1 as standard, no alterations, they can look a bit vanilla also. I know these at the moment look a bit daft, sat on the forecourt, nothing done to them, and we're comparing them to the Ford Transit. And people are coming forward and admitting that for once they are preferring the exterior styling on the Ford Transit over the new T7. But people have had the Transit for a minute. They've got some little bolt-on grille parts, and they've got the wheels, and they've got their stance sorted out. How much would it take for one of these to be a little bit more appealing? Because most factory vans, as you get them, well, they're boring, aren't they? So this is just a test drive. I am in the market for a new project. The T6 has come to an end. Does the wise money say go and buy a T6.1? But then my content as a content creator would be regurgitating already regurgitated content. I've just built a T6. Apart from a different dashboard, the build would be exactly the same. Now, I also can't make big life choices, such as buying a 50, 60,000 pound van, on the fact that I get to make a few YouTube videos in a new van. Because believe me, the content doesn't support choices like that. But it has to be considered. Would I be better off spending more money? Because the T6.1 is more money than the new T7. And at the moment, yes, I do prefer the T6.1. It's a tried and tested look. I can Google black T6.1 4Motion and I can get lots of examples and lots of choices on how I might want to build my new van. But it's been done. It's been done a lot of times. Is it nice to be the first person to do something? But then that's a risk. I brought you along on this drive, so maybe you guys can help me out in the comments. And don't get upset with me. I didn't design this van. I didn't build this van. I didn't choose the headlights. If you're going to be angry at anyone, be angry at Volkswagen. But once again, there must be a good reason. That wet belt that is lurking deep down there in that bonnet, have they sorted it out? I've heard so many different things. I've heard that the ones that fail are because people put the incorrect oil in them. Someone's going to drop a message down below and say, no, I had one and I put all of the correct oil in. It was always serviced at Ford and it snapped at 50,000. I've also heard rumours they changed the material in which the wet belt was made from, trying to save the planet, and they degraded too quickly. It wasn't the correct material, and now they've gone back to ruining the planet, but the wet belt will be okay. Your engine will be fine based on the material that they've now chosen. Volkswagen must be sure of themselves enough to have chosen to use that configuration, that engine type. Ford must have given Volkswagen enough peace of mind to say, no, this will be okay. That's the only thing I can think of. If someone buys one of these, only time will tell. It's going to be a long while, I hope, before anyone has a wet belt problem. And when they do, everyone that has got one is going to sit there a little bit nervous. And if we could ever move past the fact that this has got a wet belt from the Ford, which I'm not sure many of us ever will, you've then got to consider the way it looks. It's this. That whole front end on the Volkswagen Transporter T7, which is upsetting people. It's different. The front end of a Volkswagen Transporter is a protected species. Please remember, we loved the T5, and then the T6 came along and people complained, and then they bought it, and then the 6.1 came along
and people complained, and then they bought it. I don't think this falls into that category necessarily, because there's too much change. Got the change to the headlights, the bonnet, the front bumper, the fact that it's made by Ford, the fact that it's got a wet belt. It's going to take a lot for people to get their head round this new van. But I think I like it, and I think that that front end is unique from Volkswagen, because if you look at the multivan, it was heading in this direction. I know that the side is a Ford Transit, and I also know that there's nothing Volkswagen, apart from the badge, which is probably made in the Ford factory, about the rear end of this. But if you look at the direction that Volkswagen were going with the ID bus and the multivan, I'm thinking if they had a blank piece of paper, even if it was made by Volkswagen themselves, it would look like this. I don't think the California that's made by Volkswagen is all that nice to look at. I don't think the multivan, which no one actually bought, made by Volkswagen, was all that to look at. I think with a few modifications, this van could be totally different. That's not to say it's right. I'm just saying that many vans off the forecourt don't really have that curb appeal that us Volkswagen enthusiasts are looking for.
We can take a look at the cargo area, why not? Short wheelbase. It's going to take a bit for me to get my head around if I chose a short wheelbase, no matter what van it was. I like its nimbleness, going out in the long wheelbase with Rich up the moors and up that mountain. Kind of wish I had a short wheelbase at times. Not really much to see. It's a panel van. Literally, this one has been ply panelled, which is absolutely horrible because you know that they've just screwed straight into the body of the van, which I absolutely hate. Wheel arches too, check this out. If the headlights and the bonnet didn't want to make you vom, that definitely will. But it's wider. I can feel, sat in here, that this van is wider. If you kept the bulkhead, you get one of those pass-throughs, which is pretty cool because the back of the seat base is also open, so you can get some longer items or some stowage. So, you know what storage is like in a Volkswagen Transporter or any small van like this. But I like it. I think I like it. It drives an absolute dream. Once again, it's a brand new van. It should. Cubic capacity of the short wheelbase is bigger than it ever was. And the long wheelbase, I believe, is like massive. So much so that I don't think I like it. In the standard heights, they look a bit silly, but perhaps in the taller ones, if you jacked it up, big wheels, perhaps they look a bit different. I must consider taking a look at the Ford Transit, Ford Transporter. I'm going to keep saying that. Saves you guys saying it in the comments, I guess. What do you guys actually think? Feel free to let me know. Time to head back to the dealership now. My test drive has come to an end. It drives absolutely beautiful. I'd be happy with that. Got no doubt in my mind. I want to be the first to try something for once. I bought the T6 when T6.1s existed. I bought my big Mercedes Sprinter when it had been done hundreds of times. Maybe not on so many YouTube channels, but I want to be the first one out there so that maybe when we do get our heads around the fact that it's made by Ford and we do slightly trust, get skinny, the fact that it's got a wet belt, the content that I've already made and that's already out there already exists, and people may watch it and the channel may get the kind of numbers that I think sometimes it deserves. That's what I'm hoping. But also, like I said, I can't make these big decisions for the likes of social media. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make money sense. I built a Volkswagen Transporter T7 all-wheel drive on the Volkswagen configurator. I added the optional extras that if I was ordering new, I would opt for. That van came out at £55,000. That figure is not to be sniffed at. I could probably buy 2 Audi R8s. How balling would I look if I had an Audi R8 and an Aston Martin? Because you could get that for that price. It's insane when you think how much money it costs to have this boring panel van. And we still buy them. When I first saw the T7 video brochures as such, the Panamericana, I was 100% interested. I was all in. Sign me up. But the Panamericana isn't available in this country yet. And that is also concerning. What if I bought one of these today and then in 6 months' time you have options like the Panamericana or locking rear diff? What if all of these other options come through and I missed out because I ordered it too soon? Leave it with me. Once again, feel free to put your comments below. Don't be that guy. Don't get angry. Don't get upset about it. Let's just explore all the possibilities. But I think the next thing to do is to definitely check out for real the Ford Transit, because I cannot deny at the moment I think I prefer it.